Brian Wheeler. Thanks, Mom, for the setup. I've got a couple of stories, and I know Mike has a couple of stories. They're from childhood. So most of my memories of Paul are from childhood, back here in the Hammondsport area. I'm one of over a dozen cousins. In the universe of Bob and Frances Hicks, and their 6 children, there's a whole lot of their grandchildren. They're from my cousins. And there were a bunch of us born within about 5 years of each other, the older gang, if you will, which included me. And then Paul is 6 years younger than me, so there's this gap of about 4, 5, 6 years before Paul came on the scene. And Paul was unique. So he's the youngest of the cousins for a while. And then my sister was born a few years later, and then Sarah, and then there's about 8 cousins in that group. So I often thought of Paul as the tweener. He was kind of in this group that was younger than the older ones, but older than the youngest group. And they were all mostly girls. And so when Paul would come around us older group and want to hang out and play, it's like, you're too little. Go do something else. But he was a good kid. And then when he was wanting to be around the younger kids, they thought he was a little too bossy because he was the oldest. So I kind of felt sad for Paul at that time, but not too bad. Mike will tell you some stories about that. I remember when Sarah was born, my sister was about 5 months old. We lived in a rental house on about a half a mile up from what used to be Gold Field. And it was this old 2-story house, and the stairs were very narrow and very steep, and with an open banister at the top. Now, as a 10, 11-year-old kid, that was a huge set of stairs. Walking in it today, I think I'm thinking it, right? But anyway, when Liz was in the hospital having Sarah, Paul came to stay with us for a few days. So my mom's dealing with a 10 or 11-year-old, a newborn that's about 4 months old, and Paul, who was about 4 at the time. Pardon me?
Would have been 2.5.
2.5. Okay. Thank you. Get my timeline's wrong. Anyway, I remember the next day waking up hearing a noise, and I came out of my bedroom, and here's Paul in his onesie pajamas with footsies. And he's on the wrong side of the banister upstairs, holding on to it, and it's about a 10-foot drop behind him. And he's kind of hollering for help. I thought, this kid needs help, but I don't know what to do. So I hollered, what do you do at that age? Mom! She came popping out of the bedroom. By now, my sister's crying because it woke her up. She's just out in that little vestibule. All I remember about how we rescued him was, I should go downstairs and catch him if he falls. I think my mom reached over and plucked him up from there and calmly told me you ought not to do that again. That's a neat and vivid memory of Paul, and kind of says a little bit about his temperament. And another thing I remember, I can't remember what age it was, but we were downtown here somewhere, and a siren went off. I don't know if it was a news siren or a police car or a fire truck went by, but that kind of piqued his interest. And I'm sure you've seen the Home Alone movie with Polly Kaufman running around. Well, Paul ran out the door on the front lawn, and that was Paul. All excited about the engine. I burned in my memory something that kind of got him going. Paul was fun. He was unique, and I knew him.